Hi everyone, thank you for watching and I hope you're doing fine, you and your families. Today we will do a practice of core strengthening, core awareness, and it's going to be a fun practice together. Two things we need to think about during this practice. First is to keep a neutral spine, neutral lower back, and second to keep a closed rib cage. And that is when we do these two things, we're naturally engaging more our abdominals. Because when we start arching our back, opening our rib cage, for example, when we reach arms above our head, we start losing control over our abdominals. So instead, when we have the arms above our head, try and focus on pulling the rib cage in, closing the ribs, and straightening your lower back, and you will immediately feel the difference in your abdominals from here to here. So that's just a little tip on how to engage more of our abdominals. Let's close our eyes. Place the hands on the outside of your rib cage. And let's start taking a couple of deep breaths where you're really expanding your rib cage to the sides. Feel how when you're opening up this rich rib cage, you're pushing your hands further away. And then if you know Ujjayi breath, then start adding your Ujjayi breath here. If you're not familiar with it, then just keep breathing through your nose. Continue expanding your rib cage, really exaggerating here. As deep breaths as possible. And continue with that deep breath, but keep your rib cage closed. You will feel a different experience and sensation in your body, and especially in your core. And then continue breathing like that. Just drop your hands onto your lap. With your next inhale, we open our eyes and starting this practice. Bringing the hands onto the floor in front of us. So find yourself in a tabletop position. Keep your toes tucked under. And from here, pull your belly in, pushing yourself away from the floor, and then lift your knees off the ground, just 2 centimeters off the ground. Keeping that nice and deep breath as you're pulling your belly in, keeping your rib cage closed. One more breath here. And on your next exhale, drop your knees back down to the floor. Inhale, let's reach the right arm up. And then exhale, we slide the right arm underneath the left shoulder on the floor. Dropping the right shoulder, the right ear on the ground. Stay here if you want. You can use this hand to put the left hand to push yourself away a little bit from the floor. Or the left hand can go around and grab your inner thigh. Feeling this nice and gentle twist. Slowly start releasing this position. Drop your left hand on the floor, lifting up and coming back onto a tabletop position. On an inhale, reaching the left arm up. Exhale, we slide the left arm underneath your right shoulder. Drop the left shoulder down, left ear down. And then the right arm can go behind and we grab the inner thigh. A couple of breaths here. And slowly we will release, so right palm on the ground, stepping back up into tabletop position. Keep your toes tucked under and lift up to downward facing dog. Here, downward facing dog, walk around, do anything that your body is asking for. Take a moment also to swing your head from one side to another, just making sure your neck is relaxed. And do any movements that your body wants. Start walking the feet towards your hands. Keeping your feet together. Inhale, reaching forward, coming up on your fingertips. Exhale, fold, drop your head. Inhale, coming all the way up, reaching the arms above the head. And then exhale, hands into heart center. Inhale, reaching the arms above your head. And then exhale, fold forward for sun salutation A. So palms to the ground, drop your head. Inhale, coming up on your fingertips, engaging your core. Palms to the ground, step your feet back. Lower down as you want. Inhale, coming up for upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for a couple of breaths. And notice also here the sensation of keeping the rib cage closed. A lot of people in this position breathe so deep into the rib cage that we open the rib cage. We're trying here to keep the rib cage closed. On your next inhale, we start reaching the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands, turning the left foot around. And then inhale, lifting up for warrior one. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Looking up to the sky. And with your next exhale, we open up for warrior two. So feeling how you're opening your hips. Arms are parallel to the floor. The gaze goes forward. And feeling how you're sinking your hips down. And notice your lower back. So we're not arching your lower back here. We are keeping a neutral spine, engaging our abdominals. From here, flipping your front palm, and then reach the right arm up and then back for reversed warrior. I'm feeling here how you start opening your right side of your body. The left hand can be on your left leg, or go behind and grab your right inner thigh. From here we release, dropping both hands on the floor, stepping into plank and stay here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reaching the left leg up. Stepping your left foot between your hands, turning your right foot around, and lifting up for warrior one. Keep on pushing your right hip forward, left hip back. Gaze goes up. With each inhale, feel how you're reaching your arms up, with the shoulders down. And with your next exhale, we open up for warrior two. So arms are parallel to the floor. Checking into your core and lower back. So we're not arching your spine, but keeping a straight spine. See if we can come a little deeper. And flipping your front palm, reaching the left arm up and back. Right hand soft on your right leg or grabs your left inner thigh from behind. And feel here how we start activating your side abdominals. Last breath here. So if you're reaching back. And with your next exhale, releasing the position, palms on the ground, stepping back to plank. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching the right leg up again. Step the right foot between your hands. Lifting up for warrior one on an inhale. Open up for warrior two on an exhale. Inhale, straighten your front leg, reaching forward. And an exhale, fold for a triangle pose. From here, we will bring our left arm forward so it becomes parallel to the floor. So left fingertips pointing forward. And then we will lift our right arm up. So imagine that you're keeping a big ball in between your arms. Beautiful. Look down to the floor, lower. Bring your left hand to your hip. Start shifting your weight forward and lifting up into a half moon pose. So right fingertips on the floor. And then from here we start opening the hips, opening your shoulder. And then if you feel the control, we can reach the left fingertips up. If we feel very much in control, we can start bending the left leg, left knee, and grab the left ankle and push the foot away from us. Otherwise, just stay with a straight leg. Slowly, we're releasing this position, coming into standing split. So both hands on the floor, as close to the leg as possible. Pushing that left leg up as the nose goes to the knee. And then drop the left foot as far back on the mat as possible. Dropping your left knee down to the floor. Straighten the front leg. And feel how you're also opening the back side of your right leg. Coming forward, drop your hips down, reaching the arms up, hands into heart center, take a nice deep inhale here. And then we exhale, we twist over to our right side, so the left elbow outside the right knee, pushing the palms together. Feel free to do any variations here. Drop back down, reaching the arms up. Dropping your left palm down on the floor, and then from here we'll find ourselves in a side plank. So either stepping with the right foot on top of your left foot, or going to grab your right toe, big toe, and lift up for the full pose. So either here or here. And then we'll find ourselves in a normal plank, Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Let's reach the left leg up. Step the left foot between your hands. Turn the right foot around. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Inhale, prepare for triangles. So straighten front leg, reach forward. And exhale, full triangle. Inhale, reach your right fingertips up to the sky. Exhale. And then we start reaching the right fingertips forward so the arm is parallel to the floor. And we also lift the left arm up. Beautiful. And then half moon. So right fingered hand on your hip. Shift your weight forward. And start opening your hip. Bring your right arm up. Stay here. Or see if you can grab that back foot. Slowly release, bringing both hands down on the floor. Push that right leg up as you bring your nose to your knee, to your leg. And from here, step that right foot as far back on the mat as possible. Drop your right knee down on the floor. Straighten in the front leg and drop your head on top of your left leg. I'm feeling how we're opening up the back side of our leg. From here, slowly coming forward. Reaching the arms above our head. Exhale, hands into heart center. Feeling how we're closing everything here. Inhale, open up and prepare for a twist. Exhale, twist. Pushing the palms together. Making any variations you're familiar with feeling that deep twist in your spine. And are you twisting your abdominals as well? Coming back to the front, reaching the arms up. On an exhale, drop the right hand down, stepping back into a side plank. With the leg lifted, with the leg on the other leg. We can even keep the knee on the ground here. And then find yourself in a normal plank. Take a nice inhale here. And an exhale, lower halfway down. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look to the front. And either step or jump forward. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, fold. From here, open your feet hip-width apart. Spread your fingers wide on the floor and coming up into our crow pose. So if we're not familiar with a crow pose, then place your knees as high up on your arms as possible. Start shifting the weight forward and then lift one leg up at a time. And then feeling how we're pulling the belly in, just like we did before. And then start lifting the legs up if that's possible. Drop your feet down and drop your hips down on the ground. From here, bring your legs together and we lift up into a boat pose. So feeling here, what do you want to do? If you want to keep knees bent, or we can straighten the knees. And then we bring both arms over to your right side. The legs does not move. 2 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we're going over to the left side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And we roll all the way down to the mat. Take a couple breath into your belly. We will interlace our fingers, place them behind our head. Hug your elbows together. Straighten the legs on the floor. And then we will lift the right knee up. Bring the right knee as close to the elbows as possible. And then from here also lift your left leg up. If that's too much, you can also keep the left leg on the floor. But feeling here the whole time how you're keeping the rib cage together. Straightening your lower back, so feel how your whole lower back is on the ground. And then we shift the legs. Focus on your breath. Last breath a little bit higher. And all the way down to the floor and relax. Bring your knees into your chest, rocking a little bit side to side. We'll do one more round of exercise for the abdominals. So bring your legs up, hug your legs together, keep your knees bent. Arms out to the sides, and then on exhale, lower the legs over to one side, and then inhale, lift it up, exhale over to the other side. Inhale, lifting up, exhale over to the other side. So do it slowly together with the breath. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale over to the other side. Lifting up. Over to the other side. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale. One more round. So inhale, lifting up, over to your right, lifting up on inhale, and then exhale over to your left. Inhale, lifting up, drop your feet on the ground. So feet as close to the glutes as possible. And from here, arms alongside your body. And on an inhale, we're lifting up for a bridge pose. So pushing your hips out. I'm feeling the importance here with the chest, how you're lifting the chest up. So you still here, you can use that sensation of your rib cage to keep a closed rib cage. And then tuck your shoulders under, lifting a little bit higher. Slowly lower down. We will do 2 more rounds of back bends. So if you want to continue with this, then do so. You can do one of these and then maybe one wheel if you're familiar with it. or come directly up into a wheel. When we're on wheel, it's important to keep the feet parallel to each other. Slowly lower down from wherever you are, taking 1 or 2 full breaths before you're lifting up to the 3rd round. If you're familiar with any variations here in wheel, then feel free to do so. Slowly lower down. And then very, very gently bring your knees into your chest without pulling them too much. Coming into a happy baby. So lifting your legs up, grab the feet from the outside, pulling your feet down, and feel how your whole spine is on the ground. Bringing your knees together and rocking a little up and down, massaging your spine. Exhale, we go down. Inhale, we go up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale, down. Next time you're coming up, cross your feet, hands on the ground, and step back into Vinyasa. Slower halfway down. Inhale for upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees, lift your front. And either step or jump forward. Going down to seated position. Bringing the legs in front of you. Reaching your arms up. And very, very gently here, go forward. So we just done a deep back bend. So we don't want to go from one extreme to another. It's just about straightening your spine, straightening your legs. And your next inhale, coming back up. We will open the legs as wide as possible. So keeping your legs engaged. Place the right hand on the outside of your right leg. Drop either your hand or your elbow down. And then reach your left arm up and then over to the side. So feel how this is more about a stretch rather than pulling yourself. So be very soft here in this position. So we want to get in and stretching the left side of the body rather than engaging it too much. And then slowly lifting back up. And then go over to the other side. Reaching the right arm up above your head and then over towards the left. And feel how we're opening up the side. Getting a nice stretch. Lifting back up. Crossing your feet, feel free to do a vinyasa or just step back to downward facing dog as you want. And then from here we're coming into our optional headstand. So if we're not familiar with a headstand and we want to practice something that goes towards it, then we can do our dolphin position. Where we're standing on our forearms, pushing yourself off the ground. You can play around by lifting some legs up. Yeah, so have fun with that. Otherwise, we important part here when we do a headstand is the distance between the elbows. So you can grab the opposite elbow with your hands when they're on the floor. And that is the distance that you should keep between your elbows. Interlace your fingers, the crown of the head on the floor. So not the forehead, not the back, the crown of the head. Drop it on the floor. Walk towards your head. Either lift one leg up and then slowly the other. Both legs up together. Knees into your chest, whatever you feel comfortable with. So if we are in this position, and since the focus of this practice is our core, we can see if we can lower the legs parallel to the floor and then lift them back up. Lower them to the floor, parallel to the floor. Lift them back up. Lower down. Lifting up. Maybe even all the way down. So lower, lower, slowly, 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 slowly. Tap your toes on the floor and then lifting back up. Feel free to stop the video and play around a little bit more in this position. When we're done with the position, find yourself in a nice child pose. Slowly coming up into a seated position and find yourself into Shavasana. Very, very, very important position. It's considered one of the most important ones. And as always, put on a nice song. Grab a blanket to dim the lights. I thank you for practicing yoga together with me, and I hope you and your loved ones are safe out there. Namaste.